Thank you. Hi, so yeah, I'm Linda, HyperLinda on Twitter, and I'm here to talk to you about hacking the future by changing education. So yeah, let me tell you a story. So a UX designer and a web developer walks into a bar. Have you ever gone to a pub and had a bit much to drink maybe and ended up buying a domain name? Like, that's kind of what happened here. Me and my friend Claire went to the pub to organize a hack day because I was very fed up with all the hack days we were having in London. And they were all about impressing your peers and getting investment and like pitching to whatever investors. And that's not why I do the things that I do. Like, I like programming and hacking stuff, getting together with my friends, having a good time, and doing something for fun. So my friend Claire suggested that, well, we can just make our own hack day and it will be better. And it won't be all about winning prizes for using stupid APIs. So we went to the pub, and at the time there was a lot of talk about how the ICT curriculum in the UK sucked because Eric Schmidt of Google had recently been to Edinburgh and given a talk where he basically accused the UK of throwing away its computing heritage. And he said it was a great shame that the country that invented the computer was not teaching any computing in schools. And so the media has been all over this and how ICT teachers suck and are, taking all the fun out of computers by just teaching how to make spreadsheets and so on. So we got a bit sidetracked and went on a bit of a rant about that. And then we decided, maybe we can invite kids to our hack day. And we can, they can come and they can get excited and have fun. And we can get them enthused about computing. The more we talked about it, the more we kind of realized that maybe that would be a bit cruel. Like, they come there, have so much fun, and then they have to go back to school and do the boring spreadsheets. So maybe it would just be a waste. But we had a lot of drink, so we kept talking. And I don't know if you can see what the line says behind the beer glass there, but it says "change the world." I'm not entirely sure what we were thinking, but that's from the actual notes from this special evening. So yeah, the more we had to drink, the larger the problem grew. This beer, by the way, is my favorite Kernel IPA. If you ever go to London, make sure you try it. It's a local brew, and it's fabulous. It is also very alcoholic, which might be relevant to the story. So yeah, we kept talking about it, and we were like, yeah, we can't just do a one-off thing. It would have to be every week at least, so that they would have something fun to do. So our hack day grew into this: a nationwide network of volunteer-led after-school coding clubs for children aged 9 to 11. Nationwide, yeah, that's the alcohol talking. We called it Code Club. I like things that do what they say on the tin. And we had a very simple mission statement: inspire kids to learn to code by showing them that coding is cool and fun and exciting. And we made these one-page websites that just have put your email here and we'll inform you when something happens. So we had a one-page website, and we tweeted this one tweet: Code Club is live, a nationwide network of volunteer-led after-school coding clubs for children. Nothing much happened, only really retweeted 37 times, by our closest friends. But then somehow, so this was the 16th of April, 2012, by the way. And then the next day, fame. So Wired wrote about us: after-school code clubs plan to teach kids programming. I'm not sure how that's news. But I think it just goes to show how bad the situation was at the time and how much it was needed. And yeah, so we had nothing. That is exactly the story. We planned to have some code clubs. We had nothing. It's complete vaporware. And BBC Tech also wrote about it. So then we figured, wow, well, now we really have to do something, right? We had about 2,000 people sign up on our, coming soon website. So we quickly got together our closest friends and started investigating how can we actually teach children how to program. And I found this thing called Scratch. I never heard about it before, but it's this beautiful programming language / environment where you have these graphics that you control with these blocks that sort of slot together like Lego, and you drag the blocks from the middle over to the stage over there. And most beautiful thing about it is it's been translated into loads of languages, including Spanish. I don't know if you can read this. I definitely can't read that because that's Spanish. But it says when flag clicked, forever if distance to the mouse is more than 10, point towards. It's easy. The kids can read it. They don't have to type anything. So it takes the whole syntax issue out of it, and it makes it really easy to make animations and games. So yeah, we figured that since all kids pretty much love playing games, maybe they would like to create games as well. So we made these lessons using Scratch. Most of them are making games. Also just doing silly things like animating farting lions. Kids love that. I do too. So yeah, we created these first semester of 9 projects with different difficulties. They're pretty detailed, so the basic instructions will get you to make a basic game that everyone can do, and then it starts getting harder and harder and more open-ended, and then we put in some challenges and things to try to encourage the kids to change things and adapt them to what they want. But yeah, these projects were made over a course of a month with some friends, and we did some basic user testing. So this is Claire, co-founder. She's not a programmer, so with the first lot of lessons, I just fed her some Haribo and whiskey to simulate the kid. And that's how we did the initial user testing to see if she could follow the lessons and if she had fun. Lean, agile, yeah, all the buzzwords. And then we took it into actual schools. So we had 20 pilot schools sign up to test our projects, and we went around and observed how they were doing, where the kids were having problems, how they liked it, and so on. So this is what I was used to from my web developer job, right? You make something, and then you go and do user testing and see how people are using it, and then observe any problems, and then fix them, and then iterate and do it over and over. So that's what we did. And we also did a lot of research. What are kids into? This is a really good book, by the way, The Fastest Dinosaurs. Recommend it. And we also developed our own metrics for determining the success of a lesson. So so the metrics is based on laughs, fist bumps, high fives. And at the end of each lesson, we asked a very simple survey, which is just one question on a scale from 0, boring, to 100, most awesomest fun I had in my life ever. How much fun was this lesson? And we are very, very proud to say that we are 92% fun. So, I mean, you can't argue with this kinds of statistics, This is science. It's a lot of fun, 92%. So, we learned that designing for kids is quite different, at least to what I was normally doing. At that time, I was working at Last.fm. And tech constraints in schools. So many of them don't even have internet connection, so you had to make everything work offline, which is a shame. And a lot of the things they can't access, like certain websites and things, will be not whitelisted. And then differentiation. So the kids have very, very different abilities, even at age 9. So we try to make our lessons so that it would have something for everyone. Like, anyone can make the basic game, and then we have some really hard challenges at the end. Like, I think some of them are hard. I wrote some of them, I think some of them are hard. So the basic principle is we send volunteers, usually professional programmers or just enthusiasts, into a venue, usually a school, with projects that we made. And they teach the children, and that's a Code Club. It's a quite simple, yeah. So the volunteers need police background checks. That is the law. We have an organization in the UK called STEMnet. They are promoting STEM activities, so science, maths, engineering, and they pay for all the police background checks for us and carry them out for us. So that's pretty sweet. We don't have to worry about it. And the thing that I do is basically trying to come up with fun lessons and going around to maker fairs and events, conferences, and trying to get people excited about teaching kids to code. And just what kids would like, and test out things with them. So in the middle here, that's like Play-Doh, normal Play-Doh. You can make it from things that you have in your kitchen already. It conducts electricity, like most things. And then you can also make insulating Play-Doh by adding a lot of sugar to it. And then all of a sudden you can make sculptures. And the kids absolutely love making sculptures and making animals and putting LED eyes in them. And these two girls were just like refusing to go home. Their parents were trying to drag them away, and they were just like, no, I just want to make some more circuits. Like, you don't hear that in normal, or I don't. Anyways, and so and this is like basics, right? Not even ones and zeros, just like on and off. I don't know if you know what a makey-makey is, but we often make like banana pianos and things like that. I also made a pet cam that took a picture whenever a cat walked and had a drink, because cats conduct electricity, by the way, like most things. Which is always very popular, and we're trying to get more hardware things into the clubs now. Up there is Effie testing the farting lions. She's on our child advisory board. So most businesses have, like these executive boards or advisory boards. We have children on our advisory board, and they advise us on what to do and, keep us on track. So when we started this, or when we were still in the pub, I thought, like, okay, so we're 2 people, so we can probably do at least 2 code clubs, maybe even 5. Maybe by the end of the year, we could even do 20. And what happened is basically this. So we're at 1,479 clubs in the UK. That's after, it's like 18 months now. Well, we only made it open in September, so it's been just over a year. And thank you. That's over 22,000 kids learning weekly, and 40% of those are girls. So that's pretty cool. And of course, we had a lot of help getting to this point. I'm going to show you this video.
Your name?
My name is Niklas Sandström.
So why would you like to work at Code Club?
I have made a few software, done something called Skype. I think I have.
Anything else?
Well, I have a few others, but they were not as big. But
My name is Joanna Shields.
What do you think you can do for Code Club?
I was chief executive of a company called Bebo.
Justin Bieber?
No, actually a company called Bebo.
Next. As you know, Code Club is an after-school activity aiming to teach children the basics of coding. What do you think you bring to the table?
Well, I'm Chad Hurley. I created YouTube.
Oh, I know. Did you do that one where the baby bites the other baby's finger?
No, I don't make videos.
Tessa Zhao. Actually, it's Dame Tessa Zhao.
Tell us a bit about yourself, Brent and Martha.
We started lastminute.com.
Next. Sit down. What's your name?
Tim Berners-Lee.
What do you think you bring to the table?
I invented the World Wide Web.
Anything else? We were hoping for Prince Harry to be honest with you, Mr. Windsor. So why would you like to work for Code Club?
I think it's a very useful skill, particularly for people like yourselves and young people. And I think it opens up huge opportunities in the future. I suppose I know some influential people.
Like who?
My mother.
You're hired!
So yeah, in case you don't know, that last one was Prince Andrew. It's okay, I didn't know who it was either when I met him. So yeah, it seems that pretty much everyone is loving doing Code Club, which is great. So we get lots of good feedback. So this is a volunteer, and he said, "Never mind the children. What about the Code Club effect on volunteers? All rave on about being impressed, excited, and having amazing fun." And another volunteer forgot how infectious children's enthusiasm is. Code Club is pretty fun, and looking forward to the next one. And not sure whether the kids, student teachers, or me had the most fun at Code Club today. Lion race for the win. That's the farting lion. So yeah, the volunteers love it as much as the kids, sometimes more maybe. And we try to appeal to them too. I mean, they do all the hard work, right? They have to go in every week for an hour to teach, but it's a lot of fun. And we try to take all the hard things out by like providing all the material, so they don't have to prepare anything. They just have to be there and have fun and answer questions, or maybe not so much answer questions, but just like poke them a bit. But it's not like all fun. We do have some problems. So Code Club is massively oversubscribed. So what usually happens is the volunteer will go into the assembly and be like, "Hey, would anyone like to learn how to code?" And maybe a few people will say yes, and then they go and do it for a week or 2 weeks, and then they start sharing the things that they make with their friends and get their friends to play the games that they made, and then all of a sudden everyone wants to join the Code Club. And we don't have enough volunteers, so we currently have like over 500 schools in the UK that are looking for volunteers but haven't been able to find them. And yeah, we keep seeing tweets about it being like I mean, it's great that it's popular, but it's also a real shame that we can't actually teach everyone, which is why this really should be in schools to begin with, and not an after-school club. But so one thing that we do to try to overcome this is to give teachers the ability to teach this in class. And a lot of the time, the teachers don't have the experience, they don't have any experience programming, But I mean, we made this for 9-year-olds, so you know, the teachers can get there too, and we run workshops for them. And the good thing about it is we get a lot of good quotes from the teachers, because they get to observe how the kids are doing in other lessons. So they say things like, they have learned to test and work to solve problems and not just accept that there is only one way to achieve something. They are much more willing now to help each other solve problems and to try to find solutions before looking to me for help. This is especially true in maths, like where they used to, if they didn't know the formula, they would just sit and raise their hand and wait for the teacher to tell them, and now they're more happy to just do it on their own, which is great. Seeing their confidence and willingness to take risk has been the best bit. Engagement has improved and has incited a new lease of creativity and optimism. And then my favorite one is there's been a marked difference in the way the Code Club members approach problem solving, a more analytical approach, and a way of seeing mistakes and error as part of the process of learning. Like, of course, mistakes and errors are part of the process of learning. Like, are they not teaching this to everyone? Like, they should be, anyways. So yeah, if you're thinking about doing a Code Club, this pretty much sums it up for me. So my first Code Club was great. The kids decided they wanted to make a game about a tomato that kidnaps an onion and is saved by a cheese. Like, most people don't get to do this for their day jobs. So yeah, we didn't think that we had enough to do, so we decided to launch worldwide. So that happened a few months back. It wasn't as much as a launch, as a giving into all the requests of, when are you coming to my country? And it has been slowly spreading. We're not in Antarctica yet, as Tef mentioned yesterday. If anyone knows anyone in Antarctica, please tell them to get in touch with me. I really want to be able to say that we're on all the continents. Are there anyone from Brazil here? Like, Brazil is the only country in Latin America that is on it. So yeah, it's over 1,500 clubs worldwide. Code Club Brazil, go! Yay! I love what they did to the logo. It is awesome. So yeah, all our materials are on GitHub. The Scratch ones have been translated to like 16 different languages, including Spanish, several versions of Spanish. And we also teach how to make websites, Python. We have an A to Z coloring book on the way. It's a bit controversial. Well, it's mostly just for fun. And so for instance, the entry for Turing will have Turing eating an ice cream with lots of rainbows in the background, like a little bit about what Turing did. It's probably be illegal in Russia, but you know. Yeah, anyone can contribute. You really should. It's great fun. I made the web curriculum together with my friend NTLK, and they say it's the best thing they've ever done in their professional career because it has enabled kids to do things like this. So this is my favorite website. It says, I love chinchillas. Have you seen a chinchilla before? If you have, then you are really cool. Thank you. So that's really cute to see what the kids do with the things, the lessons. Don't really have time for that. But yeah, we need your help. Please help. Believe that your small contribution can make a big difference. Yeah, thank you.